Let's have a look. I'm alive. Excellent connection, apparently, according to this. So welcome back to another episode of Street Switch Photography. I know it's a late one. I haven't done one for a few days. You may notice on my channel a few videos have gone offline for the simple reason I've got to sort through them, delete the ones that are no longer relevant, and basically sort out the whole type, all the crap that's on there. Let's roll the intro. So, a little catching up to do for Christmas and everything else. I've been down today for the Christmas market. I went down for the Christmas market a couple of weeks back for the lights switch on and everything else. I've been down taking some photos. I popped in to see Simon at the Rag House and had a chat to him and took some photos for him. Now, what I tend to do is I took down a vintage Digicam with me today. I didn't do any video or anything like that because I wanted to basically concentrate on just getting some street photography photos for this video. Now, the chat is live. You can go on there and basically start chatting on there if you really want to. I just thought I'd take you through some of the photos. Now, we had a vintage car. All the vintage cars were down there. There was a few market stalls and everything else. It was quite interesting. Me being in town on a Sunday, I usually go down for the vintage cars anyway, and I add with a Digicam. Excuse me, with a Digicam, I actually add some film simulations to it, which basically makes them look a little bit more filmic and, you know, sort of cool, in my opinion. May not be to everybody's taste, but this was the first one. I think that's a Rolls Royce, and it's a really nice photo. I'm quite pleased with how these photos have turned out. The camera I actually used is... Where is it? 1 second. See if I can find it. Here it is this thing here. It's quite an old camera, as you can see, very retro style. It's an old Olympus Camedia, and it's a really good camera for taking retro looking photos. You can actually get them, 1 second, you can actually get them to look like Polaroid and things like that. Now, I haven't 100% edited these and finished editing them yet, but this first photo, I wanted something in the corner of the picture here, the front of the car, the guy walking his dog there, and the lorry in the background, everybody going about the business right outside Greggs. That's the dead giveaway that this isn't a vintage photo, but it's a vintage car, so I think I can get away with that. What do you reckon? Here's the next one. This is the 1940s, so this Melton does a 1940s do as well over a weekend, and it's all people get dressed up and they all bring like there's different things going on around town and everything else. It's really interesting. I recommend it. If you're not from Melton, pop over to Melton and actually come to the 40s weekend that they do. It's a really good show. It sort of took over from Melton Day and everything else. It's like the second Melton Day, but back in the 40s. Now, I know that this year they're bringing up an 80s weekend, so retro 80s weekend and everything else. And we'll be getting to Simon's shop in a minute, the Rag House. So yeah, this is another sort of advertisement for his shop, but that was that photo anyway. Here's the next one. I haven't got a clue which one this was. I think that was through the window of a car. Don't know what that one was, but it was looking where W.H. Smith's used to be and everything else. Here's the next one, this lorry. Absolutely fantastic. I love this lorry. It looks really sort of retro, the colours in it and everything else. Now, with these old cameras, they use something called a CCD sensor, which tends to give the photo a lot more saturation and more vibrant colour, and it also makes the photos look slightly grainy as well, and I'm quite pleased with these photos because this is how I like photos to look. It reminds me more of a memory instead of a tack sharp image that you'd get when you're doing things like wedding photography or modelling photography and things like that. This is more nostalgic to me. This is more of a memory, more of a something that actually happened, a snapshot in time, and that's why I like this type of photography. And it goes quite well with vintage photography as well, and street photography. The next photo was the back of this guy's van. I was looking inside the van, and it reminded me of my grandma and granddad's caravan when I was younger. We used to go on caravanning holidays to Skegness, and it was only a small caravan. And this is indicative of that type of era, with everything in there, all the pictures around there. You've got your Portaloo and everything else. Absolutely fantastic. And I was chatting to the guy for some time, and I asked him if he travels the country in this, and he said he certainly did during COVID and things like that. They went everywhere in it, which is absolutely brilliant. And I just love this photo. I don't normally take photos of bogs, but yeah. And there's like, that isn't a picture in the background of anything. That's an actual mirror. This is an old Dodge that was in the centre of town. Really nice colours, big chunky wheels on it. I don't think you'd go off-roading in it now, but yeah, really nice car. And this guy was literally just getting in his car and he thought he'd spoilt the picture. He hadn't spoilt the picture at all. In fact, if anything, it adds to the picture. And as you can see, slightly grainy, slightly noisy image, which gives it that 80s retro vibe or 70s retro vibe to the actual image. I really like this photo because the colours, as I said before, look at the reds. They're very saturated, very out there, and I love that type of photo. Again, we've got this car here, which is in yellow. I think that's I can't really see because I need new glasses. It's got the horse on the front. So yeah, there was that one. This was inside the caravan, inside the mobile home thing. All the mod cons are there with his remote controls up on the wall. There he is in the background making himself a brew. And he was explaining to me he's got a gas cooker in there. He's got all the electrics are wired up. You've got all the ornaments and books up there that you used to see on your grandma's table. And all of like the cushions of different, he's even got the vampire like printed onto these cushions. Look, he's really proud of it, and it's something to be proud of, isn't it? I really like it. I really do find it interesting. Again, this is down at Rag House Clothing. He sells second hand, or let's just say vintage clothes, and he's doing really well. He said that he's getting a lot of custom. Everything is £20 or less. He does North Face. You can see all the makes there that they do: North Face, Adidas, Champion, all sorts. He's got Yves Saint Laurent, he's got bloody Polo, Ralph Lauren, everything down there. And I just thought I'd take a few photos down there for him and make them look a little bit vintage and everything else, you know. And he's a really nice guy as well. He always likes to have a chat to you while you're down there. I just pop in for a cup of coffee, I do. And if I'm down there and I see something I like, I buy it. And Adidas, you've got all your rails there and everything with everything on. I didn't go upstairs and take any pictures because he was busy serving customers and things like that, but he did pose for me for one particular picture, which I thought was quite funny because he's just done an advert on Facebook where he sticks his arms out and says don't be a designer muppet or whatever it was. It was quite funny. But yeah, this is a bit kinky. He's got that hanging in the background. We won't talk about that. So there's Simon himself in his vintage feeler jacket. That is actually quite a rare jacket. Yeah, he's really into his vintage clothing, and he's a good bloke. And I think it's an actual asset to Melton Mowbray. This shop is getting quite a lot of custom. I mean, for God's sake, you can buy wax jackets down there for a tenner. You can't moan at that, and they're designer jackets as well. And there he is, hands up in the air, basically saying no to fast fashion, buy vintage, pop down and see him, let everybody know what you think. And that's it. That's the end of the photos that I've taken today down in Melton at the market that was down there. This has been Street Switch Photography. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Go and hit the notification bell. And I'll hopefully see you in the next video for some more street photography. And what I'll actually be doing is I'm hopefully getting a new GoPro, and I'll be walking around taking photos whilst recording me taking photos. POV, I think it's called, and trying to explain a little bit more about what it is I actually do. And this is what this channel is going to be more of in the future. Less of the political stuff, more of this type of stuff in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah.
Awesome!